at the boat ramp bright and early on a Sunday morning, and if you look behind me, there is nobody here. I'm not sure where everybody's at. There is a chance of some thunderstorms, and that's probably is what keeping some people away. Got to get the plug. Always make sure you have the plug in the boat. We're gonna go out and we're gonna compare two different fishing rigs today. Basically the same rig with a different setup on the cord. I'll show you some more on that in a minute. Let me get this in the water. So it's not two totally different rigs. They're both Santee rigs. One has the regular styrofoam float, and the other one has Black Betty, the black rattling float. And we're gonna see which one performs the best. We got some muddy, dingy water. I mean muddy. Where we're gonna be going, it's even muddier. It is what it is. I think it's a good time to try these floats out and see how they work. Why am I running the skiff and not the Lund? Well, going in some shallow water. I feel more comfortable with this boat in super skinny water, so we're using it today. All right, guys, I'll show you the difference in these two rigs I'm talking about. One has just this regular green peg float on it, just like the ones I use on all the Santee rigs. This one has Black Betty. It does have a piece of purple tape on it that's holding it in place. Theory is the dark colors, black, work better in muddy water. We're gonna put them out here, get them baited up, scatter them around the boat, and see if we can tell a difference. Also trying out these ATCO hooks. I've used them before a couple times. Gonna put this standard size on all of them. That way all the hooks are nice and uniform. All right, guys, I think we got our first taker on Pinky. Oh, that fish is running. That fish is running. Get that hook in his mouth. Boom. There he is, hooked up now. See how many lines he took with him. He got at least one. I see one line moving. Don't know how big he is yet. Oh, there's some pull. He knows he's hooked, that's for sure. No doubt about it. Up near the top. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. I'm gonna try bugger gripping this fish. I'm always dancing with the devil with the bugger grip. Some of y'all like seeing it. Let's see if we can get him. Come here, big boy. Come here, big boy. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. Oh, there we go. Big, happy, loving male. Look at that face. Heck yeah. Nice fish. Nice fish. That one came on a regular styrofoam float. On the clicker, we'll use the green clickers to count those. Good fish. Let's get him back alive. All right, guys, there's fish number one in the boat. That didn't take long. I have not been set up 10 minutes and got hit on that one. That one was on the regular green styrofoam float, the El Cheapo float that you can get anywhere. The theory on the darker float is that some fishermen, not just catfishermen, but guys that fish saltwater, bass fish, crappie fish, walleye fish, believe that dark, stained, dingy, muddy water, you're better off using darker lures because it gives a more natural presentation. Don't know if it's going to make a difference here when we are anchored, because we are anchored up. We are fixed in one position, but I think it may play a little bit more if you're moving, but we're going to give it a shot today just to see if it makes a difference in how many fish we catch and which one catches more. Boom, that is a fish. That is a fish. Heck yeah, hooked up, hooked up, hooked up. Not a giant, but we're hooked up. That's all that matters. We're just here to catch them. Oh, I can see it from here. It came to the top of the water. It's another green peg float. Another green one. Small blue. Small blue. Getting dragged across the top of the water like a blue marlin bait. Come on, baby. Come on up here. Come to daddy. There he is. Little juvie blue. Ain't the bait though. There it is. Green. Green is up 2-0. Get him back and get the bait back. Pow, there's another one on the green. Green up 2-0 so far. Yeah, the wind's totally different. I've fished this area a good bit recently, and we either had no wind or wind from the other direction. It's the first time we've had it blowing the way it's blowing today. So yeah, sometimes that can make a difference in a fish bite. Generally though, it's when that wind changes direction mid-trip. That's the thing I hate worse than anything. If I'm drifting or trolling and all of a sudden the wind turns 180 degrees, that can be the death sentence for a good bite. So far, 2 fish though. I mean, we're getting bit, and very quickly. Like I said, I haven't been here 20 minutes maybe, and I got those fish at least. So we'll give it a sit, and as long as I'm catching them about every 20 minutes, I'm gonna ride this out and just let it go and see what happens. So got the baits out, we're waiting. All right, guys, got another one. Oh, I think it's the same rod I just put back out. See what we got here, man. We're getting bit. It's consistent. It's like I said, about every 10 to 15 minutes so far. This is a small one. It is on a peg float. Looks like our big one was the first one. They're going downhill. Man, get your fins up so I can get you. There we go. But little channel cat. Again, small pieces of bait on here. Nothing super big. And that one on a peg float. So, yep. Sinker's hitting the lens. Santee rig, if you hadn't seen one before, show you real quick. Got the main line that is attached to a snap swivel. Snap swivel has a sinker on it. This is a Carolina Lake Weights sinker that they make. You check them out. And I'll try to put you a link in the description. Sometimes I forget, just remember Carolina Lake Weights. And then that pins it to the bottom, and then this cork floats the bait up off the bottom, so it's suspended. We've got some current flowing through here, and so these things kind of sit on the bottom, and they're sitting up there floating. Nice presentation, good way to get scent spread through the water. I use these Carolina Lake Weights drifting. I just leave them on here. You could literally put on a little bank sinker or something like that right now when you're sitting here anchored up. You don't have to have the drifting weight on there. So I got another video where I compared this rig to a Carolina rig. We fished them side by side, a couple of different trips, and it was pretty much split on every trip. So it really didn't make that much of a difference. So fish what works for you and get out on the water. Big shout out to the guys at True Day for sponsoring this video and providing me with some really nice boat boots to wear out here. I wear these things in the summertime, I wear them in the wintertime. I like having dry shoes. Wet feet I can stand, wet shoes kind of get on my nerves, so I like having these things when it's wet. Today we've got some rain coming. They come in handy. Nobody wants to walk around with wet shoes and wet feet. Audio fish number 4. Oh, there's a fish right there. Oh, I'll take the fish first. Guys, I am hooked up on a fish that is taking 2 other lines with it. It's gonna be a mess here. He's in both of these lines. He hit it over here, tuck off over here. I didn't even have time to get the cameras rolling, and he's in a mess. So we'll deal with that. Just happy to get one. Let's see what we got here. Hopefully he doesn't pull us too big of a mess. Let's see what we got. Oh, nice fish. Oh, he's whisker hooked. We're gonna get a shot. He's gonna come off, I can guarantee you that. Yeah, how much? Oh, that's a good channel catfish. Easy. Simmer. Oh, hook's back in him. The hook was right through his whisker, and all that flailing, it rolled back into him, so he's hooked now. Got him. First one on the rattle. Can't tell if that's a white cat or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Looks like a white cat. I can't count them. Count those fins real quick. Got a shot of it. Maybe a white cat. I have to count it when I can look back at the video. Big fish though. It's not a blue. It's either a channel or a white. Might be a white. Nice fish. Either way, it's a big sample of either specimen for our lake. They don't usually get this big. And guess what? Chunking back. First one we've had on a rattle. So we'll talk a little bit about that and what that may mean. So one thing I have theorized about the rattling floats, when you are anchored up, I think they may spook fish, believe it or not. We've had a lot of instances where we've had a fickle bite, and we've noticed a disproportionate number of those floats getting dropped. And what I mean by that is they get hit and boom, dropped immediately. When it's an aggressive bite, can't really tell anything, but when it's a finicky bite, it seems like some of them get dropped. Now, when you're drifting and dragging and trolling and the baits are moving and making noise already, it's really not that big of a deal. You can't tell anything. But my theory is that the fish come swimming up, they sense something, they smell it, and they come up there and they hit that bait, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's this rattling noise that spooks them and they drop it. So I don't know. It may be something that makes a difference. Coincidentally, 2 of the 3 dark colored floats that we have rattles. Could that be a problem? I don't know. Is that making the competition unfair? Maybe. We may have to revisit this one. But right now, it's 4 on corks and only 1 on one of the darker colored floats. So we'll see what happens. Boom, hooked up. This one is coming to the boat, coming to the boat. He's coming up the boat. He thinks he's going upstream. What's he gonna do anchor-wise? He cleared it on that side. That's a good thing. Over here, I don't know if this fish even knows he's got a hook in his jaw yet. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Well, look at that dark color. Wow. Look at that dark color. Holy cow. That's a spawning. Some spawning action right there. Good gracious. He is jacked up. Look at that coloration. Another anal fin count on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Hey, yeah, that's a channel cat. Once I get to that many and still see a bunch more. Look at that dark color. Man, that's crazy. That is crazy how dark that fish is. Unreal. There's a shot of that anal fin. Y'all want to count them. Good looking fish, and guess what? He hit a regular cork float. May have one on that one. Getting a bite anyway. It's good catching. Guys, that is a fish. I was just getting ready to bait that rod and realized that is a fish swimming off with it. Another one coming up the river. Heck yeah. We'll take them. We'll take them. See what this one's on. Looks like he's taking the same path. Oh, shoot, channel. It's got some battle damage. Finally, one on the rattle. Simma, 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 simma. Yeah, that one's got some battle damage right there. Whoop. A little scar action going on. Yes, sir. There you go. Rattle. Making a little comeback here. Making a little comeback. It's got a long way to go. These things have not caught as many. Again, I don't know how much of it is placement of these baits and where I've got these baits in the water and where the fish are feeding, or if some of them are getting spooked by the rattling action. I actually stacked some of the, if you look over my shoulder, some of the darker corks to that side of the boat just to see, because we weren't getting bit over here that much, and then all of a sudden, poof, we catch 2 fish back to back. So I'm not sure, but it's always interesting to test this stuff. And it's always interesting to do it when you're catching fish. I always say the worst time to experiment is when the bite is terrible, because you don't know whether it's what you're doing or if it's just bad fishing. So this is actually a good time to do it. It's a good bite. We're not catching any giant fish, but we're catching fish, so it gives us a little test and something to evaluate it. That is a better fish, guys. That is a better one. This rod just got popped. As soon as it got popped, boom, this one went. We will take him. We will take him. There we go. Where's he going? He's heading up shallow. Heading back deep, trying to let him stay underneath this line. That rod tip bend, is he wrapped? Feels a little bit wrapped. We'll see. He's playing the current, that's for sure. We got just enough water flow here to get some scent spread, pull the boat tight, and give these fish a little bit of leverage. That's cool. Also in a place where this water is funneling through here pretty quickly. Get into there. And he's a big old male with a big old mouth on him. Hope he keeps that mouth open, because I'm gonna booger grip him. Got him. Fun one in shallow water. Simmer down, sassy. Oh, look at the mouth on that thing, guys. Look at that. Guess what it was on? You might have saw it when I pulled the hook out of it. I'll show you. There it is. Another one on the peg float, guys. It's crazy. Crazy. Get them baited up and back out there. All right, guys, there's where we're at. The blue one is the dark floats. We got 4. The green one are the peg floats. We got 9. So what's our takeaway from this? Well, as I've said on many videos, when it comes to testing anything, whether it be a bait, a rod, a rig, a style of fishing, one trip is not the determining factor. It is not determined in one trip. You have to go out for many trips. But it is interesting, especially with the dark colored floats being rattles, or at least 2 of the 3 being rattles. So, you know, I think probably a better test would be for all of them to be styrofoam floats. And we may do that. We may revisit this little deal and do it with styrofoam floats and just see if that changes anything. But significantly more on the peg floats. Maybe it's the size. Maybe it's the fact that they're not sensing something as big as some of those rattling corks. I don't know. There's a lot of variables that come into play, but it's been interesting. We've caught a ton of fish today. It's a heck of a trip in less than, I don't know, we've only been out here 4 hours. So it's good fishing, good catching, and something to consider. The bottom line is I think you can catch fish with either of these rigs, no matter what color cork you put on there, whether it rattles or not. It's just a matter of get out there and go fishing.